Good morning, all. Man, I had some crazy dreams last night regarding TPUSA. I swear, it's so crazy. And it was in line with the cease and desist that was mailed. And it's crazy because I in my dream it was as if like it was in correspondence with the email that was mailed in reference to the Doge effect or the Doge whatever. And it's like in my dream it was like futuristic type thing, and I think we're gonna see a lot of people at TPUSA slowly kind of phase out and leave quietly, try to at least, because they know what they did, or they know what they're doing, or they know what they're associated with, and they know they're on their way of getting caught, essentially. And it's crazy because in the dream there was a big hoopla on emails sent out, and it was the misuse of finances and the misuse of a nonprofit and using faith to have people donate to their cause so they can misuse the funds. And I know that's a really short way of breaking down my dream, but I kept waking up and being in the email state of the dream. It was really weird. It was really quite bizarre. And right before I went to bed, it came to me, when people show you who they are, let them. When they show you who they are, that was a hard truth for me. Learning to watch and observe people and allowing people to show me who they are, not who I want them to be. So often enough, I struggle with just giving so many people the green light to poor behavior, and to lying when I know they're lying to me. And so it's been really eye-opening for me to learn how to just let people show me who they are. Because if I go based off what I want for somebody or what I see in somebody, I'm gonna want to see good in everybody. I want to see good in everybody. That was the detriment. That was my fall. That landed me where I was at, because I had so many people in my life that I saw something in them that wasn't truly the case, right? I saw, decency. I saw genuineness. I saw not ill intent. I saw, good intentions, while all the while knowing deep down that wasn't the case, that there was some manipulation and some gaslighting and dishonesty transpiring. And I even see that now. And so it's one of those things where you just have to learn to allow people to show you who they are, not who you want them to be. We always want to see the best in people, obviously. So give them that space to show you their best. But when they don't, listen, watch, observe, note. And so it's one of those things, it's hard. That was my biggest thing with my ex, recognizing that in reference to him. I ain't even go down that road right now. Not even gonna go down that road. Anyways, so I pulled up a couple of Bible verses because this is big. So many people are doing this right now, and you're just hurting your soul. You really are. And so we're gonna break it down. Lying brings separation from God. Lying brings separation from God. That it does. So my question is how in the world do we have all these devout, faithful people in the most prestigious places with a lot of abundance and a lot of power and a lot of following that consider themselves spiritual people, religious people that are very close to God? However, lying separates from God, and they're living a lie. They're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth. Not by any means. I know it, you know it, we all know it. Isaiah 59:2-3. Your iniquities have separated you Essentially, it's your lies have separated you from your God. Your sins have hidden his face from you. Your lips have spoken lies. Sin does not remove God's existence, but it disrupts intimacy and clarity. And that's the thing, is when you sin, which lying is a sin because it's not living in your truth, you're disrupting your intimacy and your clarity. And your intimacy and your clarity with your relationship with God, your intimacy and clarity with your relationship with yourself, your intimacy, your clarity with your relationship with your spouse, your significant other. When you lie, when you cover up things, this is all truth. This is all truth, and it's all factual. Just ask everybody living a lie. Seriously. They'll tell you, yeah, that's true. I do really feel that way. If they were truly honest, I'm sure their spouses could probably speak on them, living with those enemies, though. Lots of people in that type of situation, too. Living a lie corrupts the inner self. This is big. Psalms 51:6. Surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. God's concern is only words, but God's concern is not only words, but it's internal honesty. It's not just your words, it's your internal honesty. And what is your internal honesty? Your heart, your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. That is all your internal honesty. And so if you're living a lie, or if you're a part of cover-ups, how are you internally being honest with yourself? And again, I get it. I know we walk among people that truly aren't concerned about a true relationship with God. Okay, cool. I get that. So take God out of the picture. All right. You're not internally honest with yourself, so you're losing out on being truly who you are. Instead, you're going to live a life here on earth, the remaining days that you have, living a false facade. Living a false facade, which divides your heart. When you divide your heart, are you happy? Are you truly happy? No, you're not. If you were truly honest, you're not happy. You're not at peace. Covering up sins multiplies its damage. Proverbs 28:13. Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but those who confess and renounce them finds mercy. And that's a part of repenting, is when you confess and renounce your sins. That's a part of repenting. Okay? And that's all walks of sins. There's no sin that you're like, oh, God's like, you know what? That's a pretty big one. Yeah, you gotta say that one out loud, baby. Like, the only way to renounce and confess your sins truly is to say them out loud. And covering up, taking somebody out, covering up, trying to destroy someone and have them destroy themselves is also a big sin. These are big things. Truthfully, if you're a part of organizations that do illegal activity, that is a big sin. Like all these underground, that's crazy, Candace, covering so you mean to tell me if I donate money to this nonprofit, I get, how many federal agents, and I could see that. I could totally see that. That's how these people operate, man. Dishonesty invites darkness, not neutrality. John 3:19-20. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. The only reason why you don't like the light is because your deeds are evil and you're in the dark. It's the only reason why you don't like the light. It's the only reason. There's no other way. There's no other reason. People can take it, spin it, and run it, but it's not. The only reason why people don't like the light, which the light you carry, because you move in your truth, you move in your honesty, is because they don't. They can't. That be why. Lies align a person with the enemy's nature. Exactly. When you lie, you're aligned with the enemy, the devil, however you want to flip it, spin it. So then you start doing the things that the enemy does. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. John 8:44. Persistent lying aligns behavior with a nature opposed to God's character. Exactly. So if you are a persistent pathological liar, how do you consider yourself someone of God's character? Erica? I mean, all she does is lies. We don't even know who she is at this point. But yet she considers herself, my God, the most faithful person. No, God doesn't lie. How is that possible? How?